Hello, everyone. This is Rasa with very exciting news. We just launched a Patreon page to support You Must Know Everything. Go to patreon.com/YouMustKnowEverything to get a shout out and birthday greetings on upcoming shows. Vote on which vexing questions we should answer. Receive exclusive You Must Know Everything stickers and maybe even get a personalized video message from me and Dad. Again, the link is patreon.com/YouMustKnowEverything or follow the Patreon link on YouMustKnowEverything.com. Thank you for supporting us on Patreon if you can. It takes everyone to know everything, and we can't do it without you.
Hey there, Rasa. Fare thee well?
Hi, Dad. How are you?
I am pretty good. Are you ready to know everything?
Yes, I am.
All right, let's do it. Today, I want to talk to you about how to become a genius.
Ooh, this could be useful.
Yes, many people think you're simply born with a certain amount of intelligence. There are clever people who have quick answers or responses to any question or situation. Smart people whose brains just seem bigger and brainier than the rest of us. And finally, there are geniuses who know things other people never can, even though when they explain it later to the rest of us, it eventually comes to seem almost obvious. But did they discover it? Or did they just always know it somehow?
I don't know.
Well, I can tell you how they did it. And then, if you want to, you can become a genius too.
Whoa, count me in.
I learned how to become a genius from someone I went to high school with. It was a really big school with lots of smart students. I was one, and so was my friend. And at the end of college, I was still perfectly smart and clever, but my friend, she had become a genius. And this wasn't just in my opinion. There's a very famous Rhodes Scholarship for the very best students in the entire world to study at the University of Oxford in England, total Harry Potter land, all expenses paid.
Awesome.
And my friend from high school got picked. How? I asked her. We were in the same classes in high school. I know I was as smart as you then, but now you're a world certified Rhodes Scholar genius. What did you do to get so much brainier than me? I'll tell you, she said. Whenever you have a big assignment, like an English paper to write or a science project to do, you write about or do an experiment about what you already understand. Whenever I have a big assignment, she said, I write about what I don't understand. All my papers have the exact same structure. First, look at this thing that makes no sense, that's puzzling, that's confusing. Second, let me look it up and see if anyone else has struggled with it. Third, let me think. Can I contribute a little bit to this great big mystery? That way, my brain is lifting a really big weight for the whole world. Even if I can only lift it the smallest amount.
It's getting so much stronger.
Yeah. I work on what I understand, I summarized. I show off the smartness I already have. You work on what you don't understand. But then, by struggling to understand it, you get even smarter. And little by little, by getting smarter and smarter, you become a
genius.
Well, she said, I wouldn't call myself a genius.
But the Rhodes Scholarship people did.
Yeah. If you're smarter, you can show off what you already know. But if you show off what you don't know and then work on that,
you become a genius. And you get to go to Oxford Harry Potter land.
Sure. And the best part is, if you don't become a Rhodes Scholar, that can become your next challenge. And if you work on that, you'll become even geniuser than the geniuses.
A super genius. Who knew what you didn't know could make you so smart?
Are you ready for today's poem?
Yes, I am.
It's called In Praise of Self-Deprecation by Wisława Szymbroska. Deprecation means putting yourself down a little, being humble. The buzzard has nothing to fault himself with. Scruples are alien to the black panther. Piranhas do not doubt the rightness of their actions. The rattlesnake approves of himself without reservations. The self-critical jackal does not exist. The locust, alligator, chichina, horsefly live as they live and are glad of it. The killer whale's heart weighs 100 kilos, but in other respects, it is light. There is nothing more animal-like than a clear conscience on the third planet of the sun.
Ooh, that's a scary zoo. Can I read it?
Please.
In Praise of Self-Deprecation by Wisława Szymbroska. The buzzard has nothing to fault himself with. Scruples are alien to the black panther. Piranhas do not doubt the rightness of their actions. The rattlesnake approves of himself without reservation. The self-critical jackal does not exist. The locust, alligator, chichina, horsefly live as they live and are glad of it. The killer whale's heart weighs 100 kilos, but in other respects, it is light. There's nothing more animal-like than a clear conscience on the third planet of the sun.
What do all the animals in this poem have in common?
They're all really self-assured and are not at all humble.
All the ones in this poem are also fierce or pestersome creatures.
Yeah.
Buzzards, panthers, piranhas, rattlesnake. Those are all killers.
Yeah.
Killer whale. I mean, what's the name?
Killer.
And yet it says it's got a light heart, even though its literal heart is very, very heavy.
Maybe we should take a lesson from these animals. And of course, you shouldn't do bad things and not feel any remorse for them. But maybe just be less self-deprecating.
I've noticed a funny pattern. The people who feel bad about themselves and feel guilty are often the ones that are the nicest and the most moral people. And the people that have a completely clear conscience and never think about others are the ones that you really got to worry about.
Yeah, maybe it should switch.
So the killer whales amongst us can, if they're being themselves, accept themselves.
But if they're biting off everybody's limbs, maybe they should be a little bit concerned.
Last segment of the show. Do you have a vexing question for me?
Yes, I do. I've got a vexing question from an unnamed listener in California. The vexing question is, the Commonwealth of Virginia is a state. The Commonwealth of Puerto Rico is an American territory. Commonwealth Edison is an electric company. So, what's a commonwealth?
Aha! I've got some early answers, but I have to admit, this mix of examples makes me want to go to a pretty good dictionary. Mind if I take a pause, look it up, and get back to you soon?
Not at all.
I'm back, and I've got the answer to our vexing question. A commonwealth is a community or association for the general well-being, or common wealth. That can be a state or territory, like Virginia or Puerto Rico, or it can be a whole country, like Australia. It can be a collection of companies, like Commonwealth Edison, which came from the merger of more than 30 Illinois electric companies. Or it can be a collection of workers, like a commonwealth of actors, where they split their ticket sales instead of receiving salaries. It can also be any unofficial community with similar interests or abilities, like the Commonwealth of Letters, which means all writers, or the Commonwealth of Learning, meaning all scholars.
So I'm in the Commonwealth of 10-year-olds and you're in the Commonwealth of parents?
Yeah, and we're both in the Commonwealth of podcasters. Join forces, work on the same thing, or with equal rights for everyone, and you've got a commonwealth.
This gives me an idea. I've never met another kid named Rasa, but I hear it's a common name in other countries. Maybe we can form a commonwealth of Rasas, and you could form a commonwealth of Jeremys, and we could have a commonwealth of you must know everythings.
I don't know if this is science fiction or a brilliant publicity plan.
Commonwealth of listeners, please, you let us know.
You Must Know Everything is produced by me, Jeremy Smith, and her, Rasa Smith, with awesome music by Furniture. Learn more and submit your own vexing questions at our website, youmustknoweverything.com. Subscribe via Apple Podcasts, Android, Spotify, or however you like to listen, and hear dozens of previous episodes for free. Please rate, review, and share the show with friends. And please join us next time for everything you need to know.